Hi everyone, my name is Victoria Vu-Hampe and I'm certified Anti Money Laundering Specialist. I'm now based in Berlin. Talking about compliance, also called the AFC governance, risk and compliance, there are big, broad spectrum that we may have to spend a lot of time to cover it. But for me, with more than 10 years in risk management and AFC, anti-financial crimes, I think it will give you a little overview on AML today. Why? Because I think my style will be, I will break into small and not so long videos so that you can absorb the knowledge better, and I will try to keep it as concise as possible. And today I want to talk about the first part, which is the overview. So talking about like anti-financial crimes, what are they? They are big three main pillars that I want to talk about. Of course, not today, but we can talk about it in the next video. But the first one today I want to talk is just an overview. So three main pillars could be the anti-money laundering. There could be combating terrorism financing. There will be fraud detection and prevention. So the three main things that we will be talking about. So I will cover today in this very first video of anti-financial crimes, which is AML. So to understand what anti-money laundering is, we need to understand what money laundering is. Simply put, money laundering is a process to turn dirty money into clean one. What does that mean? It means criminals will use all the tools and process to turn illegal money into legal money and can be used as normally in the financial system. So what are they? In terms of financial crimes, for money laundering, criminals usually use three steps. The first one is placing, the second one is layering or structuring, and the third one is integration. So placement, which is first one, what does it mean? It means criminals will bring or would use all the way to bring illegal money into the financial system, and then into the second steps, which is structuring or layering. They will break the amount, they will make a lot of different small transactions or different way to disguise the origins of the illegal money, where they got it from, and make it very, very difficult to track. The third one, of course, integration, meaning that they will take the money out of the financial system so that the money now at that point will look clean, legal, and totally fine for using in legal purpose and businesses or other activities. So who will be affected with like AML, money laundering, or anti-money laundering law and regulations? Of course, for example, the first one, because we're talking about the financial system, could be the banking system, which is like so-called traditional financial system. So in the bank, there should be some particular areas that the risk is higher. For example, private banking, investment banking, and correspondent banking. And of course, now it's not just only banks, it's also another organizations who do financial activities like jewelry dealers, like trust service, like money business service providers, like Bitcoin providers, like a lot of things. So they will all be affected and be monitored for anti-money laundering. And last, and now with the new law is coming in, not just only individual or organizations who initiate the financial transactions or activities. There will be also lawyer, notary, trustee who will be in charge of being monitor for money laundering. Because why? For the very, very special positions of them acting like a representative of individuals or organizations to conduct the transactions or any financial activities. So they can be a cover for the real source of finance, which we need to know whether it's clean or not. So what activities could be used for money laundering? Of course, as I mentioned before, some activities in the banks, and of course some activity at the money business providers, and also there will be real estate, there will be automobile dealers, there will be auctions for valuable artworks, there will be valuable papers and stones and all this kind of stuff. These are just some example for traditional kind of money laundering. Of course, now with the new trend, we will have crypto financing. I'm so sorry. We'll have crypto currency. We'll have trade-based money laundering, which is much more complicated, which I will not cover today. So organizations, financial institutions, and all this kind of money business providers, they need to, why do they need to stay compliant? Why do they have to fight against money laundering? Of course, on one hand, they need to develop the business. They need to have more and more customers. But on the other hand, they also need to protect their reputation, their name, and they would not want to pay a heavy fine for being uncompliant. So how financial institutions, how those kind of organizations can stay away from all these kind of so-called financial crimes and can eliminate the risk as much as possible. So talking about then we were talking about they need to have at least 3 lines of defense. So the first line of defense is they need to have internal procedures, internal policies in place to know, okay, how am I going to deal with that? How do I take an international or regional or even my own procedure in place so that my people will follow to know how to deal with risk. And of course, the second one will be you will need to have personnel for that. So people need to be well trained, they need to know what to do, and they need to really highly prioritize the task of being compliant, that they need to protect the organization from all this kind of risk. And nowadays we talking about using RegTech to support human activities with a huge workload, with the more and more complicated money laundering activities. So the second defense line should be well-trained personnel together with a suitable RegTech or so-called compliance solution in place. And the third one will be audit, meaning audit and report, meaning the organizations need to keep track on all the activities so that they can come out the currency report, then come out the suspicious activity report. They know exactly what happened in their organizations, and they also know exactly how to answer to the government, to the international organizations that they are under the effect. So at least there are 3 life defenses that one organization needs to have. So I will talk a little bit more about, I think maybe today I just want to give you an overview, but for the next video, we'll go into how organizations have to do exactly. So I've got 3 points. I will keep repeating in the next video, but I will give you an overview first. The 3 key points we'll do is first KYC, which means we need to know our customer, and in any case, if it needs to go for EDD, which is enhanced due diligence, then we have to go for that. So people will put like KYC, EDD, or sometimes they call it CDD, customer due diligence, all together at the first one. And the second one, of course, will be we will screen and monitor the transactions and the suspicious activities and behaviors of customers or whoever will conduct the financial activities with the organization. And of course, the third one will be audit and report, which I already mentioned about that before. So there will be a huge workload to do, and it's not just easy. It's not easy task at all. It's how to do with legal, how to do with law, how to do with regulations, and there's a lot of horrible changing into the complexity of the criminal activities in money laundering, and we always have to stay alert, stay up to date, and adapt ourselves in a fast changing environment that we will stay compliant. So like I say, I don't want to make it overwhelmed in just one first video. We will break into small different types, different parts, so that we can discuss. And if you have particular topics that you find that you need to talk about deeply, so very sorry for the technical error. So the video today go to an end as I share with you that we will only cover the overview today. But there will be quite a lot of topics that we can discuss about. So if you have anything that you want to deep dive, so don't hesitate to leave a comment down below or contact me via the email that I will leave in the comment box. So see you in the next video.